Let me tell you a story. You want to hear a story? Everybody loves a story. But before I tell you the story, let me tell you what I'm known for, best at, and have made the most money at, and that's helping people realize their dreams. I'm better at helping other people than myself. There was this gal I was dating several years ago, and she was a horse eventer. And after dating her for about 2 months, I asked her, what's your goal with the eventing? What do you want to do? She said, I'd love to be in the Olympics. And I asked her, what's it take to be in the Olympics? You know, what do you have to do? I said, well, you need special training, and there's only 2 people on the earth that can train horse eventers. One of them's in Russia, and the other one's in Redmond, Washington. I said, oh, really? The only 2? You have to go through them? She goes, yeah. I said, what's their names? And she told me their names. So without her knowing, I called up the lady in Redmond, Washington, and told her that I have this young lady. She's been riding horses and doing eventing since she was a kid. She's got her own arena and everything. She wants to be trained for the Olympics. And she told me, she says, well, I'm not open for training anybody right now, but I need full-time help here on the ranch. Somebody that actually live in a tiny home that's on the property and help me train other people's horses. I would be willing to spend time training this person. So I went to this gal I was dating. I said, hey, remember that lady up in Redmond, Washington you told me about who trains Olympic athletes for horse eventing? I said, well, you got an interview set up with her to work there if you want to. And she's like, what? I said, yeah. You just need to call her at this number, set up a time, talk to her over the phone. Long story short, I ended up driving her up there, and we met the lady. My girlfriend at the time was interviewing for a job, so she was in this job interviewing mode, and she never said, my big dream is to be in the Olympics. So I said that. I was there during the whole interview. I said, well, her big dream is to be in the Olympics for eventing. And this girlfriend I was dating was all like, oh, all shy and laughing like it couldn't be a reality. And that's exactly what the lady wanted to hear. So we headed back to Oregon a couple of days later. She got hired for the job. And I elected to drop her and her stuff off there and see her off. And I'm not going to see her again. And I'll never forget when I dropped her off there, I was on my way, this is 2006, I was on my way to being a part of building a housing division, which I'd never done. My brother was a general contractor. We had the financing line up to do this. And she says to me, she goes, I just don't understand you and your big dreams. I'm like, what the? You're going to be, I don't even need to say it. That's a true story. And for many years, I owned a company where people would come in broke, destitute, miserable, and I would train them at my expense. I would provide the training, the equipment, the appointments to go show what we were selling, a legit product, very easy to sell. And within a month or two, a small percentage of them, not many, were now making a 6-figure income. It took 300, we had the stats on this whole thing, it took 350 people interviewing and training to have one stick and actually realize that type of income, and being self-employed. So all the benefits of that too. I've been doing this my whole life. I run across people constantly, and I believe in them more than they believe in themselves, and they don't believe the way I talk because I should be around people that are believers and dreamers and big thinkers. I've been that way since I can remember. I worked in the seminar business with the big dogs, the Tony Robbins, the Zig Ziglars, Brian Tracy. I surrounded myself around success, and I listened to them, and I remember I noticed how they looked at things better than I did. They would reply better to questions or arguments. They would never call them arguments. They would call it a challenge. They understood how valuable the words you use are and how you think are. So I had to go through this whole reprogramming thing. My YouTube channel is primarily about nature, wilderness, adventure motorcycling, but really it's about spontaneity, following your heart, taking chances, going for it. And what's going to happen when you get out of that matrix of the 9 to 5 life, and you hate what you do and all your other friends hate it, so you get together and you drink and you party and you talk about absolute nonsense, and you're never going to realize your dream because you aren't sick and tired of being sick and tired yet. Okay. Then I met those who chase their dreams, and they're stubborn and they're arrogant. They don't take any advice. They don't ask for any advice. And so they do what I used to do, which is trial and error. Trial and error is a long, painful journey. 7 years I owned a company. I never did anything big with it until I met my mentor, and I agreed to pair up with him. In the first 4 months, we just banged heads together. And he was huge successful in the industry. And after 4 months, he says, why would I listen to anything you have to say? You've been doing this for 7 years, and you've yet to even come close to what I'm doing. And then he asked me, he put up with my stubbornness. He said, I'm asking you to take 1 month and listen and do everything I say, because I want to make sure you know what I know before I'll even listen to any progressive ideas you have about the business and industry. That made sense to me, and it was very hard to do. But he also said to me, trial and error is a long, painful journey. Your stubbornness, your lack of confidence is just going to prolong what can happen sooner if you get around the right people. I recently did an interview with somebody who was very talented. I spent an hour and a half interviewing this person. I spent 3-4 hours editing the video. I was so excited to get this person out there. I texted to this person, and I've yet to hear anything. Not a thank you, nothing. This happens to be a Gen Z person, which is just a crazy generation of, they're making all the human wrong decisions. If you want to get somewhere, you have to go through it. You have to know the right people. I am the right person. I make things happen. I've always been that way. I'm a networker. I'm out here. I meet people. I'm not afraid to look them in the face and say, she wants to be in the Olympics. Help her. She has this talent. I have some ideas. Put you two together and see what happens. So my channel is just a bunch of things. There's no particular niche other than I'm out here. I'm free. I'm out of the matrix. I don't have the blessings from people that know me, most people. The only people I talk to with any length of time are those that have done it, are doing it. This channel, still small. I've had channels before. It takes a while to build them up. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing, bottom line. And what comes with that in time is the right people, the right place, the right time, the right situation. If you love what you're doing, and I don't know, I take a personal offense to no thank you from this interview I did about taking the video down. That's how personal it is for me. It's principle, bottom line. Oh, what happened to this girlfriend? She ended up working for the lady for several years, and she opened her own training facility. Never went to the Olympics, but it did create a very good career for her. So you're welcome. I never heard her thank you.